Hey guys, now it's time for chapter 6 of the Cookie book. So things are going really exciting right now. And in this chapter 6, Cookie, it's Beauty, but soon she will be called Cookie. Beauty attend her birthday party, Rana. And guess what? Things are going on the up and up. So of course, we will know about that in chapter 6. Okay, so are you ready for this? If you do, then give this video a thumbs up and let's watch today's video. Chapter 6. There, you look lovely, Beauty, said Mom, giving me little shirks as if I was Lily. No, I don't, I said. Yes, you do, darling, honestly. I dodged around her to get to the long mirror in her bedroom. I knew she was simply saying that to make me feel good, but I still wondered whether somehow she could be right. I looked in the mirror, hoping for a miracle. It hadn't happened. I stared back, a podgy, awkward girl with corkscrew curls, a frilly blue blouse, and a white skirt, way too tight. I looked at my blouse myself until I blurred because my eyes filled with tears. I looked a total berg, Mom, I said flatly. I stuck out my tongue at my image and waddled about in my black patent shoes, turning myself into a clown. Stop it, darling, you look great. Well, maybe the shoes aren't quite right. They do look a little bit clumpy, said Mom. We should have got you some lighter party shoes, white or maybe silver. She silly darted to her wardrobe and rummaged to the bottom among her own shoes. She produced a pair of silver dance shoes and waved them triumphantly in the air. I stared at her as if she's gone mad. I can't wear them, Mom. They're yours. They'll be much too big. But when I sat down and put them on, they very nearly fitted me. I was alarmed at the thought I had big feet, as big as Mom's already. They'll be totally enormous by the time I was grown up. I would have to wear real clown's boots, those long ones as big as baguettes. They look great on you, said Mom, but they've got high heels. They're not that high. Anyway, it will make all the other girls jealous if you're wearing proper heels, said Mom. I considered this. Okay, so how do you walk in them? I said, wobbling to my feet. I took one uncertain step and nearly fell over. The answer is with great difficulty, I said, clutching Mom. You'll be fine, Beauty. You just need to practice, said Mom. I staggered around the bedroom and out onto my own bedroom, the landing. I toured my own bedroom, my bathroom, Mom and Dad's bathroom, Mom's dressing room, and one of the spare bedrooms. I fell over once and twisted my ankles twice. Maybe the heels aren't such a good idea after all, said Mom. I begged to keep them on, knowing that none of the other girls had proper high heels, not even Sky. Wonderfully, Dad wasn't back from his golf game when it was time to leave for the party, so Mom drove me in her little purple car. Dad bought it for her on their 10th wedding anniversary. It had purple velvet cushion in the back and two fluffy purple teddies with their arms wrapped around each other and silly smiles sew on their snouts to show they were in love with each other. I knew for a fact that one color Mom didn't care for at all was purple, but she squealed obediently when she discovered the car outside our house. It was tied up with an enormous purple satin ribbon so that it looked like a gigantic Easter egg. I sat in the back with the cajoling teddies while Mom drove to Rana's house. We set up in a good time, but we ended up arriving 10 minutes late. Mom drives very slowly and cautiously. She takes ages edging out onto the main road, not making a move until there's not another car in sight. She's also got lost twice. I'm sorry, babes, I'm so useless, she said, drawing outside Rana's house at last. There was a big bunch of pink and blue balloons tied to the gate to show there was a party going on. The living room glowed rose with pink fairy lights. I saw hordes of girls rushing around, waving their arms and dancing. We could hear the music from inside the car. Sky popped into view, flinging back her long, silky hair as she tapped sideways. My tummy tightened. I don't think I really want to go to the party after all, I said. Oh, Beauty, come on, darling. You'll be fine once you get inside, said Mom, squeezing my hand tightly. You're going to have a lovely time. When I turned up to the front path in my high heels and knocked at the front door, Rana opened it immediately. She smiled as if she's been waiting specially for me all the time. She was wearing a red stripy top and a short black skirt. She had red lipstick on too, though it had gone a bit wobbly at the edges. Happy birthday, Rana. You look lovely, I said. Rana was blinking at my new corkscrew hair. Wow, Beauty, you look so different, she said. She swallowed. You look lovely too, she said. Her eyes slid down my blue frills and white pleats. When she saw my shoe, her mouth widened in genuine delight. Oh my goodness, look at your shoes. Mom won't let me wear even the weeniest heels, she said. I've got to wait until I'm at least 13. Oh, you're so lucky. I walked in proudly, keeping my legs rigid, willing myself not to wibble. Here's your present, I said, offering it shyly. I've spent ages grabbing it up. Rana didn't snatch it carelessly or shove it into a corner. She didn't. She had it carefully stricken with silver paper and pink satin ribbon. Rana, come on. It's the Don't Feel Like Dancing song. Sky called from the party room. Just a minute. She undid the ribbon, smoothing it out and then winding it in a little pinky silky bowl. She slid her finger under the wrapping paper and eased it off. She slid the 3 silver bagels over her wrist and waved her arms so that they jaggled. She held her pink princess t-shirt against her, showing that it would fit her perfectly. She opened her book and peered at it politely. Thank you so much, Beauty, she said, giving me a big lipsticky grin. They're wonderful presents. I'm so glad you like them, I said. We smiled at each other. I wanted to freeze frame us so we stay in that magic moment in her hall on the edge of her party, Rana and me. But then Sky shouted again, and Rana rolled her eyes at me. Come on, she says. Just wait till you all see your gorgeous silver shoes. They didn't notice my high heels at first. They were too busy gawping at my hair. Sky gave an exaggerated double take when she saw me, standing still, hands on hips. She was wearing an even shorter skirt than Rana and a little black vest top that showed her totally flat tummy. She inked a blue star around her belly button that looked almost like a real tattoo. Oh my God, who's this? Hey, it's this corkscrew kid. Oh, ugly curly knob. She got started on my blouse next, pulling a pussycat bow, saying her granny had the exact same blouse. She bought it for 10 pence at a jumble sale. Emily and Arabella hooted with laughter. Shut up, Sky, said Rana, but no one could ever shut Sky up. I turned my back on her and went over to the sofa. An entire squadron of teddy bears were squashed up, jostling each other with their furry paws. Look at Beauty's fantastic shoes, said Rana. She can't walk properly in them, said Sky. Wiggle, waggle, wobble, bum. I plunked myself down in the midst of the teddies, blinking hard. The others started dancing, Rana and Sky, Emily and Arabella, Lulu and Poo Poo, everyone. Some girls danced in a little group together. I could have got up and danced with them, but I didn't. I picked two of the teddies and made them dance instead, up and down the arm of the sofa. Then they had a singing contest. Sky had given Rana a karaoke set for her birthday. She had first go to show us how to do it. Sky was brilliant at it, of course, using the mic professionally and giggle along to the music. Rana tried hard when it was her turn, but she kept getting the giggles and losing her place. Arabella and Emily performed as a duo and were quite good, jumping up and down and shaking their hips in unison. Whose turn is it now? Sky asked. There was a general clamor of me, me, me. Sky ignored all of them. She was looking straight at me. You have a go, ugly corkscrew, she said. No thanks, I said. Come on, you've got to join in. Don't be a party pooper, said Sky. It's your go now. Choose your song. I've never even heard of most of the song. Dad hated all modern pop music, calling it that willy thumpy rubbish. He listened to old rock bands from ages ago. I could sing those songs all right, but they were never. I dithered helplessly. Sky raised her eyebrow. Get on with it, ugly. Come on, come on, come on. She turned into a chant. The others started joining in. We'll sing a duet. You and me, Beauty, said Rana. Sky frowned. No, let her sing solo. You've had to go anyway, Rana. Yes, but it's my party, so I can sing as often as I want, said Rana, smiling sweetly. She scanned a song on offer. We'll sing Baby Boo. She took hold of me and pulled me to the mic. I squeezed her hand. I don't know it, I whispered. You don't need to. I sing the main bit and you just go baby boo 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 booby doo after each line. It's easy peasy, Beauty. She started the music and sang the line. I mumbled my way through the dap baby boo refrain. Rana sang the next verse and then I went through the baby boo babbled again. I realized Rana was right. It was easy peasy. She got the giggles again in the last verse because there was a whole lot of silly stuff about making you moan, obviously a reference to sex. When Rana collapsed, I sang the lines because I knew the tune now. We sang the last line together and yelled the chorus. Baby boo 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 doobie doo, finished with a twirl. I wobbled wildly in Mom's heels and clutched Rana. We both ended up on the floor, shrieking with laughter. The others laughed too, but they were laughing with us, not at us. Well, Sky wasn't laughing. I hope you realize what a fool you're making of yourself, ugly, she hissed. Don't think Rana wants to be your friend. She's just being kind because she feels sorry for you. I tried not to take any notice, but I worried that she might be right. I got to sit on one side of Rana at her birthday day tea too. Sky sat the other side, of course. It was wonderful food. Giant turkey and bacon and salad club sandwiches held together with toothpicks, sausages dipped into tomato sauce, potato wedge with sour cream, and salad salsa dips, 4-cheese pizza with pineapple topping, mini burgers with relish and pickles, an enormous trifle with whipped cream and cherries, fairy cupcake with pink and lilac and baby blue icing, chocolate fudge cake and a huge birthday cake in the shape of an R, decorated with a little silver heart and crystallized roses. It looks so beautiful, I said in awe. Oh, my mom loves cooking, said Rana. Let's tuck in. I picked up my plate and started munching. Rana's mom poured us all glasses of juice, cranberry, orange, or raspberry. Which juice would you like, dear? She asked me. Cranberry, please, I said distinctively. My mouth full, I swallowed. Oh, Mrs. Marshall, this is absolutely delicious. Thank you, darling. I'm so glad you're enjoying it, she said, smiling at me, and then moving on. Good grief! Look at the way Ugly's piled her plate high, Sky muttered. She's such a greedy guts. No wonder she got such a big belly. Look, it's sticking out all the pleats in her ridiculous skirt. Rana pretended not to hear, but Arabella and Emily sniggered. I wanted to push Sky's head plopped into the bowl of trifle. I tried to act as if I hadn't heard her. I ate my trifle plateful, though the food tasted like cardboard now. It was easier after tea because the grown-up came into the living room with us and Sky was too sly to be blatantly mean to me in front of the Marshalls. Mr. Marshall stuck a false mustache under his nose, balanced a silly hat sideways on his head, and said he was Bumble the Conjurer. He did a lot of tricks that didn't work properly. I wasn't sure if this was deliberately or not. I tittered uncertainly when he picked the wrong card or tapped the wrong box. Rana roared with laughter and kept yelling, "Oh, Dad, you're so stupid!" I held my breath the first time she said it, but Mr. Marshall didn't turn a hair. He just pulled a funny face, sticking one finger in his mouth, looking all drooping and woebegone. Rana laughed all the more. I wonder what my dad would do if I called him stupid. Mr. Marshall's conjuring act went a little too long, and some of the girls started chatting amongst themselves. "Can't we have our swim now?" Sky asked. "You need to let your tea go down properly first," said Mrs. Marshall. "Let's all give Mr. Mumble a clap and then we'll play a nice quiet party game." She fetched a big blue tray full of 20 tiny objects and told us to look at them carefully. I stared hard, memorizing everything. There was a watch, nail varnish, lipsticks, ring, rubber spider, plastic, pencil sharpener, flower, matches, bottle opener, tape measure, straw, key, nail, postcard, stamp, little scissors, thermometer, perfume, and a very tiny teddy in striped pajamas. Everyone went, "Ah," when they spotted the little teddy bear because he looked so cute. Mrs. Marshall covered the tray with a big cloth and gave us each pens and paper. "Write down as many things on the tray as you can remember," said Mrs. Marshall. There was a great groan. "That's not fair. I was just looking at that little teddy," said Sky. "Let me have another look at the tray." She went to switch the cover off. "Certainly not, Sky," said Mrs. Marshall. "But I don't know what else on that wretched tray." "I'm afraid that's just your bad luck," said Mrs. Marshall. She said cheerily, but I started to wonder if she didn't like Sky either, even though she was Rana's best friend. I closed my eyes and saw a picture of the tray inside my head. I opened my eyes and started scribbling quickly on my piece of paper. Everyone else was moaning and sighing and conferring. I didn't need to. I just wrote all the things down. "Wow, look at Beauty. She's written a huge long list," said Rana. "Oh, that ugly. It's just the sort of stupid woody thing she would do. I think this is a boring game. Can't we play something else?" "No, let's carry on. I think this is a good game," said Emery, who was writing rapidly too. She ended up with 20 answers and was sure she would win. But when Mrs. Marshall checked, she made up 4 items. "Still, 16 correct is positively brilliant," said Arabella. "I could only come up with 5. Still, at least I'm not bottom." She glanced at Sky, who had only written one word, "Teddy." "I wasn't playing," Sky said quickly. "So well done, Emily. You have won." No, said Mrs. Marshall, running her finger down my list. "Beauty's won. She got every single item right." "That's brilliant, sweetheart." Sky rowaned and pulled her face. "Trust ugly," she said. She said it loud enough for Mrs. Marshall to hear. She frowned at Sky and then turned to me. "Well done, Beauty. You've got the little teddy bear as your prize." "Oh, lucky Beauty," they all said. Rana picked the tiny teddy off the tray and tucked him in the palm of my hand. "I'm glad you won him, Beauty," she said. There was a quiz game after that. I knew all the answers in the history and literature and geography section. I started to worry that it wouldn't be polite to win this game too, but I could only answer one question in the television section and none at all in pop music and famous celebrities, so I didn't anything. Emily did win this time, though she didn't get a tiny teddy. She just won a pen and notebook. Now, can we go for a swim? Sky whined. Yes, dear, said Mrs. Marshall brightly. Change in Rana's bedroom. The pool's outside. Take a running jump. Be my guest. Some of the girls were wearing their swimming costume under their clothes, so it was easy for them to get changed quickly and decently. I struggled to unbuckle Mom's shoe, wriggle out of my tights, and get my knickers off without anyone looking. I wish I was a lot smaller and my white skirt more voluminous. Look at Ugly showing off her bum, said Sky. Wobble, wibble, wibble, wibble. She cast off her own tiny skirt and top into shake. She was wearing an emerald green bikini, high cut, so that it made her slender legs so longer than ever. She twisted her long fair hair into a knot on top of her head and secured it with a green hair clasp. Most of the girls had similar cool glamorous swimsuits. Arabella had a red halter neck bikini, and she looked very grown up in it, though she had to keep tugging at the top to keep it in place. I had a silly baby costume, pale blue pattern with ice cream cones. It was last year's costume because I hardly ever went swimming. It clung to me and facing my tummy. I sucked it up as far as I could. It felt as if they were all staring at me. I felt incredibly self-conscious, padding across the carpet and out onto the hall. I clutched the tiny teddy for comfort. Mrs. Marshall smiled at me. Well, dear, I don't think that Teddy is ready into swimming, she said. I'm not sure I'm either. I said I could swim breaststroke. I had proper lesson, but I couldn't risk getting my new hair done wet. I let the others down widely into the pool and caper about. I sat hunched on the edge, feet dangling in the water. I tried to keep my stomach sucked in, hanging on tight to teeny Teddy. Rana came and sat beside me. She was wearing a tankini, a pink and white top with little shorts. Her tummy stuck out a little too, but she didn't seem to care in the slightest. I'm so glad you got to win a little teddy, Beauty, she said. I've got a twin one just like him, with those sweet little pajamas. Only mine's got red strips instead of blue. What do you call yours? Teddy. Oh, Rana, you've got to have a proper name. Well, I don't know. What are you going to call your teddy? I sat in the palm of my hand, staring at his little fairy face. He had a long snout and a serious expression. He might be tiny, but he certainly wasn't a baby. I think he's quite elderly in teddy years. He is wearing the sort of pajamas that grandpas wear. I think I would call him Nicholas Navy Bear. Rana giggled. That's a great name. Okay, so can mine be called? You said your teddy got red pajamas, so yours can be Reginald Ratted. Perfect, said Rana, giggling. Rana, get in the pool, Sky shouted. Rana laughed and kicked her leg, splashing. In a minute, she said cheerily. I wish I had run a happy-go-lucky knack of being friends with anyone. You better name all my other birthday bears too, Beauty, said Rana. Rana, get in the pool. We want to give your birthday bums, Sky shouted. I'm talking to Beauty just this second, said Rana. Who wants to talk to that boring old ugly, said Emily. Don't call her that, said Rana. Come on, jump in the pool, said Arabella. Rana, come here, Sky yelled. Rana raised her eyebrow. Watch this, she muttered to me. She stood up, took a running jump, tucked her knees up, and landing right beside Sky, totally capsizing her. I couldn't help laughing. Sky splattered to the surface, shaking her head. She blinked and saw me grinning. Oh, so you think it's funny, do you, ugly? Said Sky. Well, come and join in the fun with us then. She swam 3 strokes towards me and tugged hard on my ankles. I shrieked as I shot into the water, right over my head. When I surfaced, gasping, Sky screamed with laughter. Look at Ugly. Her curls are all unraveling. She's getting unscrewed. I put my hands up to my hair. What would Dad say now? I tried winding up one of the curls quickly around my finger, but it wouldn't go back into shape. I had both hands free. Oh no, Nicholas Navy Bear had drowned. So was the end of this, and thank you so much for watching. Bye. See you next time for another video of more chapter. So bye.